tonight as we learn new developments tonight as we learn more about a murder-suicide that happened over the weekend. A mother, friend, and former athlete shot and killed her son, now without either parent. ABC 15's Nicole Grigg learns more about who she was and why advocates believe this is likely a situation of domestic violence.
Molly Lillard was her married name, but known to most by her maiden name as Molly Toon.
I was just having so much fun, and I think that comes from the team.
That was Toon in 2012 while playing for the Michigan Wolverines, a standout volleyball star on the court, and she's the daughter of New York Jets legend Al Toon. Tragically, over the weekend, police tape taking over a Scottsdale neighborhood from an apparent murder-suicide. Police say Toon was found in front of the house with gunshot wounds. Her husband barricaded himself inside the home before authorities finding him dead from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. Police not releasing any more details or why.
Usually women in abuse situations are very isolated. They don't reach out.
It's unclear what was happening inside the home, but domestic violence advocates with Hope Women's Center say isolation this past year has led to an increase of help calls. Another nonprofit tracking domestic violence deaths each year of both men and women, the Arizona Coalition to End Sexual and Domestic Violence, finding in 2019 there were 96 deaths. In 2020, that number went up to 102 deaths. And as of March 31st, there have been 20 deaths this year.
College volleyball player star whose dad was in the NFL All-Pro All-Toon is killed by husband in murder-suicide. Police have not yet discussed a possible motive for Sunday's violence. This is the powerful white man that they claim don't hit them, don't abuse them, and don't kill them. Only black men do that, right? Nobody else do that. Even though there is a whole list of this stuff on YouTube. And then this is why this Crusty ends up a victim. Molly Lillard, the 20-year-old daughter of former New York Jets wide receiver Al Toon, was shot to death over the weekend by her husband, who later took his own life with the same gun. So she was shot to death. Bow bow. Probably shot in the head. That weave didn't protect her this time, though. According to authorities in Scottsdale, Arizona. Now, of course, the mentally weak BOTTOMSHELFBRAD kills himself after shooting this Crusty. And this is what other races of women realize. See, white women understand this. Like I said, I grew up around white people, so I know white women understand this. Non-BWs understand this. That these BOTTOMSHELFBRADs are not superior to anyone. They have a 3 head start, but they're mentally weak and they have the highest suicide rate. This is the case right here. But these Crusties think that this is the grass is green on the other side and will solve all their problems. Now, when I say I'm dating non-BWs, I don't date BWs. I actually go by facts and stats. I've never been the type to talk about these Crusties and as far as being in a relationship with them, because I never wanted them. But I never said other women are perfect, but you would think they are if you put them next to BWs. But the difference between me and these Crusties is I go by facts. I go by evidence. There's no evidence in anything they say they're dating these BOTTOMSHELFBRADs for. He's not powerful. We don't have any resources. And apparently they think that this is going to be less violent. And now he end up dead and she end up dead. And the process just repeats. It's a never-ending process. And so you can't feel sorry for these Crusties, because this Crusty is probably one of the people who come online and talk about how black men are this, black men are that, black men are that. And now she's in the tombstone. And it's quite funny to a certain extent, because it's as if it's some sort of satire. You can make a satire series out of this stuff. You can make a satire series, Jason Pope coming into the Asian nail salon in the south side of the ghetto enclave of Chicago with one shoe on and a hole in his sock on the other foot where he doesn't have a shoe on, and a bunch of Crusties crying around him, screaming, "You powerful, you gonna give me a light-skinned baby," with they weave falling out, one twerking on the table with crabs crawling out her ass. And I'm not talking about the crabs that are out to sea. I'm talking about the other STD crabs. You know, you can make a satire out of this stuff. This is laughable. So I can't take this stuff too serious, because it's bound to happen. It's karma. every month, one of these crusties end up in the graveyard. And I seen a video, and I seen some comments. I seen some conversations about these crusties and single motherhood for black men and white women. And I'm actually gonna do a separate video on that because that's so easy to debunk. It's already been debunked by several YouTubers. I've had someone watch one of my videos, a content creator that has about 30,000 views, and use the information I gathered in one of my videos on this to push the truth out. And my channel was real small, so I'm glad that people are able to see that. Let's get back into this case and this story, because this shows that this crusty, her children that she had by this bottom shelf Brad, if she has any children, will be raised by a single parent, or it will end up in foster care. Like many of these crusty kids, BWs have the highest rate of children in foster care. And it seems like every week, definitely every month, one of these bottom shelf Brads are putting these crusties in the tombstone. So this is not going to be a long video because it'll just be me reiterating the same thing I've been saying over and over again. But when you have a certain narrative that's being pushed on YouTube or on any public platform that's not accurate or true, this is what they're going to be repeating. We the least protected, we the least wanted, which is true. They are the least desired. They are the least wanted. But this is what they have to do when they're the least desired. They have to settle for less. They have to get the bottom of the barrel. I'm saying they have the same results with these bottom shelf Brads that they have with black men, Hispanic men, Asian men, Indian men, brown men, purple men. Every single man they date and reproduce with or lay up with, they have the same results because they have low standards. They'll accept anything that the white woman reject, and they'll praise it like they're some sort of god. And they know they're the least desired. They know they don't have that many options, so they accept what they get. And when it doesn't work out, and they come online and blame black men for all their problems. It's just like all these crusties have single moms to white men. They're single moms to white men more than the rate that black men are single moms to other races of women. Look at the single mother rate for white women. I mean, this video proves why. How is it that you're getting murdered by these men every month when only less than 3% of them are even marrying you? You're single moms. I read a comment indicating that they're single moms by 14%. 40% of the BWs having kids out of wedlock are from non-black men. I'm gonna have to do some research on that because that's gonna be something I use on video. And now you got these crusties constantly being murdered. This is who they really choose. They can't get the top tier men of any race because they can't compete. They can't go toe to toe with women of other races. And this is proof. Only thing they can do online all day is zap their big nigga lips with no chapstick on it, or bang on their keyboard, dragging their knuckles with no lotion on their knuckles, all ashy and shit, on the internet all day, and then have the simp cells come and try to promote why you should protect them, while they go around spreading STDs, getting these bottom barrel white men that they praise and worship online all day, and they get the results like this to happen. This is why these crusties do cherry picking content, because they don't want this content to get out, because it really proves that they're least desired, and they get the same results with every single race of men. This is why you have to push this content out. This is really who they choose. This is who they really choose. They don't choose these powerful, resourceful, bottom shelf Brads. They choose the bottom barrel white men that no white woman want, and this is what happens to them. This is the result. So I just had to reiterate that. But it's nothing more to say besides that. I'm glad I decided to do this series because it's never going to be any content dry on this. It's never going to be dry content on this because it happens too much. But the video speaks for itself. Another one coming soon.